So in this video, I'm going to unbox the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra in its Sky Blue Colorway, along with a Watch 5 that's also in this blue colorway. And then lastly, I also have a Spigen case that I'll be taking a look at real quick, just to go get it all together. So let's go ahead and take a look at all this stuff. Let's look around the box real quick. You can see that usually with your traditional colors that you would get from either a retailer or a carrier store or just from the normal colors that you would get from Samsung, you will get that specific color, but because we got one of the exclusive Samsung colors, these right here are the exclusive Samsung colors, which is the Sky Blue, which is what this device is, the Graphite, the Lemon, I think, and then the Red. And on the side, you get a little Samsung logo, Galaxy S23 Ultra logo, still get tape, and then all your specs and whatnot. At the bottom is the IMEI and all that information and whatnot. So this is the 512 gig version. Samsung's trade-in offers were crap, but at least they offered a free storage upgrade from the 256 to the 512 for the same price. So let's take a look here. All right, okay. First look, that's very thin. Look how thin that comes within the box there. That's actually insane. And look, you can see how the lenses protrude out of the actual phone. All right, so you just lift this up. Lifts up your phone, nice. And there you go, Sky Blue. That is very nice. You know what this reminds me of? The iPhone 13 Pro. But a more subtle light blue. It's not as like blue as that iPhone, but this is actually pretty nice looking. It looks a little bit white from some angles in person, but overall, very clean. And I can already feel the difference from the flat rails or sides of the S23 Ultra here compared to the rounded sides of the S22 Ultra. But you can see silver colorway for the frame there. So it is a glossy finish, but this is matte. So that is very clean. So taking this off, well, it's pretty loud. Wow. That's the only time you'll ever see this display that clean. That is very nice. But besides that, I think that's pretty much all you get. You should be getting a cable in here as well, unless Samsung cheaped out on this. Let's find out. Nope, SIM card injection tool. And then your cable is right there, USB-C. So we'll just file this all to the side. Wow, that is very clean. So while this turns on, probably won't take long to turn on if it has juice. Let's see. There we go. Very nice. Let's take a look real quick at the case so I can get it protected right away. So this is a Spigen case, nothing special. I did order D-brand script case, my personal favorite type of cases. These are my favorite inexpensive cases because only like 20 bucks, less than 20 bucks, and you get a decent case. So this right here is a clear case. So basically, will allow me to see a little bit of the blue because it is a frosted glass or frosted black. So it will cover it up a little bit. There you go, fits like a charm. And then it protects those lenses as well, has those special covers. But look at that. Ooh, that is nice. Oh, okay. So I didn't take note before I put the case on, but if you get a case, you're not gonna feel those edges. This feels pretty flat. Let me take it off real quick and actually see if you can feel those edges there. No, not really. They really dim down those curves. The curved display is like just barely curved. So take that as you will, whether you like that or not. It's up for you to decide. So let me set this up here in a second. Let's just look at this real quick, get this over with. The Galaxy Watch 5. So this was supposed to be in the Sky Blue, or not Sky Blue. I think it's just called Blue, but either way, interesting, okay. So you can see here, you'll get your charger in here. At least you should. Yep, your charger will be right in there. And then you should just get paper and whatnot on the other side. And here are your paperwork. But as you can see here, the blue to go and match with the phone. At least that's what my goal was, but you can definitely tell. Here's the watch. That's a very different shade of blue. So I thought I was gonna match, but no, the Watch 5 blue is definitely a bit darker. So there you can see again how the color differs and looks. So let me go ahead and set this up and set this one up as well. I already used the Watch 5 Pro, as you can see here. So it's gonna be pretty similar, except for this time it's just a flat display here, the 44mm display. So let me set all this stuff up and I will get back to you guys in just a second. All right, so after a few minutes just messing with the phone, I didn't fully set the phone up with all my traditional stuff, so you can see the stuff I have over here on the S22 Ultra hasn't been transferred over to the S23 Ultras because I wanted to see the stock settings and stock feeling. I'll set it up completely later, but either way, there's not a huge difference. Of course, you can go down the spec sheet and say 40 megapixel no longer on the S23 Ultra versus on the S22 Ultra on the front camera. Same thing with the back. It's now a 200 megapixel versus 100 megapixel. And then Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 versus Snapdragon 8 Gen 1. 12 gigabytes of RAM, 12 gigabytes of RAM. What else is different? The design, small differences here where they made the sides a little bit flatter compared to last year where it was rounded. So even the back here is a little bit more rounded, in the front a little bit more rounded, the curved edge there. On the S23 Ultra now, it's flat like I said, and this feels a little bit less rounded as well as this. So in the hand, it actually feels kind of nice. It gives it a little bit better grip in my opinion, but it's still got that sharp edge at the corner though. It's got like a 90-degree angle corner, so it probably will start to dig into your hand or palm a little bit there, just like the S22 Ultra did. But I would recommend the case and to get rid of that feeling, or at least minimize it, because you can see here the case is kind of sharp in that corner too. But otherwise, hardware-wise, I'm pretty sure that's the main differences when it comes to the S23 versus the S22 Ultra here. Displays, I believe there might be different technology being used here, but honestly, you're not gonna really notice a difference for the average person or in your day-to-day. The software does have the latest One UI 5.1 versus just regular One UI 5.0 right now, but I'm sure you'll get that update eventually. Both of them still have the S Pen at the bottom. Base storages, you'll definitely get different storage amounts going forward. So 256 is the base on the S23 Ultra, but as I mentioned, I got that free memory upgrade, so I paid for the 256 but got the 512, so half a terabyte there. Versus the S22 Ultra, when they had their preset or pre-order period, they offered also a memory upgrade, but their base storage was 128, so you paid for the 128, but you only got 256. So a bit better improvement there, but the base still has only 8, so that's why I guess they were doing the free memory upgrade so that you didn't feel like you were getting cheaped out, I guess, on the storage and feel like you're actually getting an upgrade there. But either way, that's that. And the other thing I noticed was the speaker quality. It's not massive, but definitely enough to make a difference in my opinion. So like I say that a lot in some of my videos, but honestly it's true. So when I compare these two, the S22 Ultra didn't sound terrible, but the S23 Ultra just sounded a little bit louder and the bass was hitting just a little bit better. So you could definitely hear and I guess feel the bass just a little bit more, but enough, like I said, to definitely make a difference. So I definitely think it sounds a little bit better on the S23 Ultra. Other things, I looked at the camera just real quick. I didn't really see a huge difference. One thing I noticed here on this shot, now of course this is on two displays. They should be very similar as far as how they look, the displays, but on the S23 Ultra here, you can see that it's able to expose the main subject a little bit better versus up here on the S22 Ultra where it looks a little bit darker there, and also be able to maintain the exposure in the background because the back was lit up versus the front that wasn't. And overall, I think the S23 Ultra shot looked a little bit better there. But for the most part, otherwise, they looked very similar. So here's another shot. To me, again, you can see a very slight difference where the S23 Ultra looks a little bit more brighter, I guess, because you can definitely see in the color orange there which one looks a little bit brighter. This is definitely a brighter shade of orange there. But either way, we could nitpick here if we wanted to. But definitely small improvements there, but we'll definitely wait till the full comparison for that. So yeah, that's the main things I noticed. For the first impressions here, I am impressed. I like what I see, but is it a big enough of an impression to say everyone should drop their S22 Ultra right now and go get an S23 Ultra? No, I don't think so from the first impressions. Small minor things that I definitely think if you have this device, it's a no-brainer. Just keep your device. And if you're thinking about these two, honestly right now I'm saying maybe wait to see if these drop a little bit more in price, the S23 series and S23 Ultra, because if they do, and if they match up very similarly to the pricing of the S23 or S22 Ultra right now, then you might be better off getting the newer version. But if it's if it's cheaper to get the S22 Ultra, I think you might be better off getting the S22 Ultra. And one thing here, a very slight difference, the cases that Spigen makes, the Spigen S22 Ultra one, same frosted glass, or not, I keep calling it frosted glass, but the frosted plastic back here, you can see that the camera array is one whole cutout section versus on the S23 Ultra, they made out individual cutouts, and they also used a slightly different material. It's like almost like a sandstone. I don't actually know if that's a sandstone from OnePlus or not, but it feels a little bit different, looks a little bit different versus the S22 Ultra's Spigen Frosted Black glass here. I keep calling it glass bag. God damn it. But yeah, take that as you will if you're into the Spigen cases. I personally like this one because it shows the color a little bit. But yeah, that's my first impressions of the phone. And as far as the color, Sky Blue, I think I really like it. I honestly think I like it. I think last year's Sky Blue for the S22 Ultra had black rails instead of the silver. So I definitely think the silver fits it nicely. The lighter shade of blue with the silver here looks very nice. So that's been it for this video. Let me know your questions, your thoughts. I'll definitely be making a comparison versus the S22 Ultra to see how it really does compare. I'm probably going to give you a spoiler right now and say that you're probably better off just sticking with this, or maybe even getting this if it's cheaper. But if you can find this at a reasonable price and similar price to the S22 Ultra, you'll probably be better off going with this one. But time will tell, I guess, which one is better. And also, the trade-ins, I know I probably mentioned it already, but the trade-ins were garbage this year. Well, maybe I shouldn't say garbage, but they didn't seem on the surface as good as last year or previous years because they only offered me $500 for this. But they did get me a memory upgrade. So I believe the price for the 512 was just around $1,400, or maybe a little bit under. So $1,400 minus the $500, and then the free memory upgrade. So I paid the $1,200 for this price. So it came under around $700. So it's a bit of an improvement. I guess I saved half the price, so I technically saved like $700 for this device, I think. But either way, on the surface, they didn't seem like the biggest upgrade. I did get this watch with it because I used the 150 credit that came with it. And again, I thought it would kind of match the blues, but you can definitely see here the blues are very different. But it still sticks with the theme of blue either way. If you want to know more about the Watch 5, it's very similar to the Watch 5 Pro. So definitely check out the video if you want to, for the Watch 5 Pro, if you want to find out more about this device. Or I could make a comparison between the Watch 5 and the Watch 5 Pro. I'm very curious about the battery life because the Watch 5 Pro's battery life is really good. So I'm not sure how good the battery life is on the Watch 5. But either way, stay tuned for that. So yeah, that's been it on this video. Let me know your thoughts, your questions, your comments, and I'll see you guys in a next video. Peace.